Mike.
Oh, glad you said something.
Ring-a-ring.
Hmm?
I was about to say some information and then realized, oh, that definitely would be destroying OPSEC. So I can't tell you guys that now.
Oh. I believe it
Okay.
is the morning at this point.
Information to leave in the morning.
Yep, because people spend some shopping time. The general direction of the church will take away from the capital, I imagine, thankfully.
Yes, quite. Oh, that's right. I've been gone since before we got here.
Well, we got here, but we haven't been
Hey.
to the city. You left when we were defending the
Oh,
crystal
right,
that was here.
right. Excellent. No one said anything to me then?
Oh, you've been in Mark mode the entire time.
Oh, perfect. No one recognized me. My plan to be incognito worked brilliantly. Let's get out of the. We're getting out of the Holy Republic now, right? We're just.
You're leaving the capital of the Holy Republic. You're still within there.
Sure, you don't want to leave, guys? We could.
Well, I mean, we got this quest we got to follow up on about, the fact, the Black Robes were siphoning energy from the crystal and sending it somewhere, so we're trying to figure out where they were sending it.
Had to be sending it somewhere in the Holy Republic. Hey.
Well, I mean, they were in the Holy Republic, so yeah, obviously they're going to be sending it somewhere to the Holy Republic.
Although I guess it makes sense for the Black Robes to be in the Holy Republic.
I believe the Black Robes believe their jurisdiction is wherever they are. They have jurisdiction.
I think that sounds about right.
Everything the light touches, and even that it doesn't. Okay. Are you guys wanting to leave leave on foot? Have some riding birds? Anything else?
This is an overland thing, not a boat thing.
Yeah.
I don't mind cracking back out the. Do we want the car or the birds?
That is such a Final Fantasy question.
Car.
Okay, so I will check Kaze and turn Kaze into a car.
Was it the was it the My Neighbor Totoro rapid bus?
Mm-hmm. It's more like a Model T roast, old school roadster looking thing, but yeah.
You would be so proud of me, Tristan. I rules lawyered in the Sunday game I'm playing, where I said somebody was like, "Oh, well, I just immediately bring my familiar back," and I'm like, "Hold on. We haven't had a long rest yet. So when are you gonna bring them back?" "Oh, I'm gonna do it while we're walking." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure it's a ritual, and you can't do a ritual while you're walking." And then I realized I was like, "Oh, is this how Tristan feels all the time?"
Actually knowing how the rules work, and yeah.
Yeah.
And you were correct, because Find Familiar takes an hour to cast.
Yeah, I know. I recall. The party member was a little disappointed that they couldn't have their. It was Liam that I checked, David.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah,
Hope you took that well.
got popped. His familiar got popped in our session, and he was like, "Oh, I just resummoned him." I'm like, No, you don't.
That's the downside of familiars. It really, when they pop, it really sucks. That's part of why we're doing the house rule thing of giving them the extra hit points when you level up, because rules as written, you sneeze and they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But somehow you're supposed
Yeah,
to use them tactically in combat to deliver spells. It's like,
I was like, if you could just restore them, you could literally use them as like constant attack bits.
mm-hmm.
It's like, it doesn't matter if they pop. All that means is every other round I get a thing. Ooh, that was annoying.
Sorry.
My arm popped. Okay.
I do love the 2024 picture for the Find Familiar spells, an owl in a top hat.
There you go.
They were gonna do an owl in a bow tie, but they didn't want to get sued by Nintendo.
He also has a bow tie.
Oh, yeah, but he's got a top hat and a bow tie.
Yep.
Okay, remind me of current party composition.
Well, obviously it's the 3 PCs, and we got Zasha, and Mint made a point of wanting to come to the Haunted City, and I believe we were bringing Kara along for backup artillery support since she was also a sorceress.
Oh, was the capital where the Den of Holier Than Thou the branch was put for the Holy Republic?
Given given that it is the capital, your wife would find it very funny to have a den there. Yes.
Make sure to make it a point to find a tree near the Den of Holier Than Thou, just in case they want to backtrack to their establishment while I'm around.
Hmm.
This weird thing where you look at you look at the world map and realize all your fast travel hubs are actually casinos.
That's just like something a game would actually do. Like the bouncer.
Or not the bouncer, because the bouncer actually has nothing to do with bouncing.
Well, I know. It can't there.
And plot twist for somehow, um, Fiona has the same spell you do that travels between trees, and that's how she actually beats us to every location.
And see, I assumed she was just paying somebody to use the teleportation network. Does have to be the only game I've ever heard of, though, where every fast travel point comes with mini games. Yeah, fast travel, play a game of Triple Triad, go to.
Triple fucking try.
They pointedly put in a little bonsai tree at every check-in counter.
Now just think of Miyagi. Provided everyone is going to in the you guys will driving off. There was a particular search zone that you guys were sent to as other investigators sent to other potential potential sites.
Sharing the load.
Yeah, I don't think you guys have often worked with like an organization, at least a centralized one.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. Driving along, you guys will be able to see dotted in the distance every so often of a magicite spire. Um, so for Tarbalane's info, the central city, as you can see, doesn't visibly have a magicite spire like say Cardinal around, and that's because the central building is built around the magicite spire. But yeah, so during the driving, there'll be like magic crystals generally denoting essentially settlements. As you guys are traveling closer, or which will which unless you're going to be trying to roll for some shortcut, it's an hour to get to. So if you guys have any like short rest length, you you can since some abilities and stuff like that have like rest attached to.
I mean, we're coming off a long rest. I don't know what we need to do on a short rest, but
I don't know if you can like identify magical items on
okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
like a whole bank of them.
Resummon familiars.
Yeah. Okay. As you are driving and approaching General Search, um, you guys will be able to see past the um, where there is a village that some of its buildings um, kind of spill over the hill and onto the other side. Uh, there is a density of fog around it, and for anyone who has a perception of fire, you will notice that the buildings which are in visual range that have kind of spilt over the top of the hill, um, they not damaged but abandoned.
Okay. Well, that looks vicious and/or quest worthy.
Um, then you're going to want to more directly head towards it, past it.
I mean, is it on the route that we were supposed to be?
It's in the zone you're supposed to be looking at.
Then yeah, I think we probably should detour over to it because if we're supposed to be looking for stuff, buildings is a good place to start. If you're gonna hide something, it's easier to hide it in the building than it is in the middle of an open field or whatever.
Are you wanting to go off road or use the
I'll stick to the road, at least for as long as I can, because I don't know if the road's gonna go all the way there or not.
use the main road? Um, when you when you reach the outer bit of fog, you will find that in the village itself, kind of looking above the um, you will find that fog in this area is rather thin, um, thinner than even at the average you guys have been to. This since you're at the top of the hill, you can see over closer to kind of where the center of this village is, which is at the bottom of the other side, be flanked by it by is a um shorter um shorter and stumpier looking magicite as what's called spire, but it's more pole in this case.
Mhm.
Column. Magicite column. It's not as regal as a spire. Um um and I would like people Arcana rolls. If you're not proficient, then siege. Know or have proficiency in a
Oddly specific, kit.
uh well magicite is crystal.
Oh no, yeah, yeah. Or
Hmm. I do
Arcana
not
or
have proficiency in Arcana, so I shall not roll.
I do.
Go Choco on this die.
Yeah. It's not damn. Yeah. Um um Almost considering player side stuff, are you in lurker mode?
Just got off the phone. To answer your question, yeah, I don't know. But I will give you an Arcana roll because I am proficient, so you can at least get a little bit of story before I decide to leave.
Okay. Obviously I don't know anything, but good luck.
Well, my uncle has lung cancer. It is what it is. I'm gonna go down to Chesapeake and get ready. So last time he had it, it wasn't good, and now he has. I don't know what my proficiency is because I don't have Roll20 open. I know I have expertise. I believe I have expertise or proficiency. I know I have proficiency. I have so it'd be a 28 because proficiency is a plus 11 right now.
Yes, your Arcana is plus.
Yeah, plus 11. That's a 30. Sorry.
Okay.
It's for the Arcana roll. So y'all can at least get some information.
Uh yeah, pillar of magicites. Um looks like a better term, it looks dead. More specifically, it looks very green. Ver, versus kind of cyan blue. Um,
So the same as the what I found before. That was
um,
shown to me.
similar to that, yes. Um, but obviously, it would be obvious if someone just planted a nethicite pillar. Um, Given you're generally familiar with the designs of spite, around various sites in the Republic. It looks like the same craftsmanship, which would be needed for something to power a small town versus say a city. So it's of the appropriate size and design and shape. It almost looks as if it has been transmuted versus a pillar being swapped out.
The Sun committed grand alchemy with a philosopher's stone to turn magicite into nephesite. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what it appears to be. You guys can see that there is motion in the buildings closer to the center of the town, but the outskirts, like they've been, whether they fled outward or just consolidated inward, that would require something like a perception or survival roll to determine more specifically.
Not investigation.
Actually, it would be an investigation or survival. Survival if you're like looking at, balls of for deduction. As a note, unless you have something like what does, which providing a bit of a buffer, magic within the zone will cost double. I was about to mention something about flight, but fortunately, in the case of like Tarbalane, your flight is not magically produced; it is produced physically, so you're good.
Interesting.
Cool.
So at this point, you're just kind of on the outskirts of the town, of the abandoned outskirts of the town, noticing that it appears to have been some sort of massive transmutation. There's people more collected in the center. Vehicles that are here really look powered down, except for which is your yes.
Get closer, then I guess switch to foot.
Okay. Is there a particular kind of place you're wanting to park, like at more of a tavern place, or just anywhere where there?
How stealthy are we feeling?
I'm feeling very stealthy.
Okay, so somewhere where I can easily, we can easily find good cover to turn the car back into a familiar and then start easing our way in.
Could I get stealth roll from the door?
Would you like me to drive? I can drive.
I can drive too.
Wait, does it drive? Does Kaze drive himself?
No, I have to make a driving roll, but because I'm going to cast the spell, I get advantage.
Okay.
I just rolled my dice. I got a 24.
Ooh.
I rolled a 5.
Whoa. Okay.
Thomas is extra stealthy now.
Are we rolling the group stealth, or is this me making the driving check?
Well,
I know. I was just rolling for shits and giggles.
Okay. Let's say I got confused there for a second.
If anyone looks in the car, they will not see Tarbalane.
That's a 32 on the stealth
That's
rating.
actually probably really wise considering where we're at. We get pulled over. I was never here.
Yeah.
He just Homer Simpsons into the upholstery.
You guys will keep in, I guess, doing the good old tactic of just taking your foot off the accelerator so you make a minimal amount of noise and make turns and like tap the accelerator to so you don't stall out and what will find yourself behind behind a large orphanage which has a statue kind of coming out of its top, wings outspread, which is providing a bit extra shade. Not only using the building to conceal your vehicle, but you're not casting any kind of telltale shadows because there's already shade in the air. But you guys, I would say you guys can disembark, but if he's gonna transform Kaze back into Kaze,
Oh, I still want people to get out. I don't want them to fall on their ass when the car turns back. What does he mean? Vehicle. Back into a bunny.
Well, you would need a roll to actually discern specifics. You guys are close enough to hear the murmurings and general sounds of commotion of people, like a few buildings down.
So abandoned after all.
Well, as I mentioned, you guys saw movement center. For anyone who understands Draconic, a number of the sound like this. Though there are some sounds of something that doesn't require any real translation is the sound of a number of people chanting. For those with proficiency, Anna, it excuse me, it sounds like something from divination. And then sounds of discontent. So whatever it is probably fails. At this point, no one knows you're here. 18.
Mm-hmm. Sneaky, sneak. We're sneaking.
That
what
seemed
we're
to be the
doing?
general consensus. Yeah, you wanted to be sneaky, and I see no problem being sneaky until we have an idea what the hell's going on, since abandoned town has people in it chanting.
I rolled a 2.
Plus,
So 21.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's nothing. People just, chant in abandoned villages all the time. It's, nothing.
It really is nothing
wouldn't-
new. All
I
sorts of
wouldn't
weird
put
shit
anything
happens.
past the Holy Republic.
I have a very simple solution to this. Zone of silence.
Hellfire and brimstone?
No, zone of silence. They're no longer able to cast anything that has a verbal component.
Because no one can talk.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Wildberry! I haven't seen Wildberry in forever. Sorry.
Oh, you're trying to do this dark ritual that occasionally failing? Well, too bad. It's going to fail forever now.
Well, let's confirm it's a dark ritual before we start fucking with it. Especially since Zone of Silence also fucks with us, since most of us are spellcasters.
Well, that's why I put it over them, not us.
Oh, were you serious about doing that?
No.
Okay. Then I would have to look up how big Zone of Silence is. I know there's a
I
limit.
think it's a 20-foot radius.
Like a 20 or 30-foot radius that is centered on a point I choose, if I recall.
I mean, it'd still be a problem for me since I'm melee, but yeah.
Is it not super?
Can I assist her?
Yes.
You can also guide her if you want, assuming you took that one.
Yes, I have guidance. I will cast guidance and assist. Can I do both?
I want to say this. Guidance is a verbal spell. And
Yeah.
casting magic is not subtle.
Yes, but we are back here where we parked the car, so if you cast it now, it lasts for a minute, which is while we're sneaking.
Okay. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Before David decides to say aha, but you messed up.
Yeah, no.
And all good. And if someone wants to check my stuff, because I'm really at my computer. I rolled a 18. I'm pretty sure that means I have a 19 or a 20. I'm not sure which.
Does your armor negate the stealth disadvantage?
No, it doesn't. I have rolled a 16 now.
Yeah, because that's the thing with the heavier armors.
That is correct. But it is now a 16.
16 plus 2, so 18.
There you go. I'm not a sneaky person. Never was.
There's no point in trying to give you advantage on that because you rolled a 16, so you're already near the top of your ability.
I mean, if you give me an advantage, you'd negate my disadvantage, which would put me back at an 18, which means I would have a 20.
16 plus 2 is 18. That's not bad. And if you're really worried about it, you can always guide yourself.
I could.
Is given Treblain's MO, is he being instructional about the about the assistance, or is he being Tarblain about the assistance?
Tarbling about the assistance.
Okay.
I mean, it's Tarblain. There is no other choice but Tarblain about the assistance.
Then if you would like, you could also roll a persuasion roll.
Okay.
See.
Yeah. 29.
29.
That's how that works. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This dice is not rolling for shit. We need a different d20.
Mint is
Okay, that was saving that roll.
Mint is so flustered that she's no longer over concerning herself with being good at stealth and therefore being better at stealth, maybe, depending on how this rolls. Oh, I did set that. Okay. Oh, cool.
Well, there's work to get Min a good roll, and then Zasha and Kaze fuck it up. I mean, Zasha and Kara fuck it up.
And the sad part is, I have this awesome new weapon that will be disgustingly effective. Not in the mood. Fight. That.
Well, we're not in a fight yet. We don't know if these people are chanting with nefarious purposes.
Wow, you really helped Min out. She has a 21 now.
He's rolled as high as I have with a 2.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So, you guys are able to closer. So, have you more stealthy than others, or using cover, shade, more or less proficient than others? Um. You'll get close enough that um, I know I know Amros,
I do not.
but does Tarblaine?
No.
Okay.
Arblane knows Celestial Pig Latin, and Common.
Amros, you'll be able to identify um um the kind of tonic as fair. Um, a just like general prayers of assistance, not anything super specific outside of hymns, prayers, and concerning concerning restoration. Um, those that were casting, um, since they're kind of casting again, the Kit Kat will actually be able to identify more precisely what they're doing, as be essentially lore spells. Um,
So they're trying to understand what happened here, and the other is praying to try to fix something.
and since you guys are closer, again, there's some stuff in common. There is um, from what you guys are getting the gist of just what are being said is they're just trying to they're trying to figure out what has gone on. Some feel that maybe some tenant was broken. Um, this is some divine punishment. Um, others are trying to more analyze the situation. Um, will, however, notice you being and nope, better than that. Yeah, I think I actually beat. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I think that 22 actually beats everyone. Oh, you said Tarbalane was a 21 as well.
Yeah, Tarbalane was a 21 because I only rolled a 2 on the dice.
Okay. In which case, the people that are kind of more moving around versus being static. At first, there's nothing verbal, just people pointing in y'all's directions until someone actually speaks up to travelers. Not by way of saying hi, but to grab other people's attention.
Oh, I've been made. I need to stop sneaking now.
And that was the short-lived sneak.
You can always decide to try to go back to hiding if you're still being so.
Yeah, no,
I say your stealth was high enough. You don't
saw
have to
me
break
too.
it.
Remember, they saw me too, didn't they?
Yeah, the population of San Cresta rolled a 22.
So that beat you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they beat it, but he can take cover and then hide again if you so choose.
Well, yeah, it'd just be harder because they're looking at him and they'd see him as like, hey, he went behind that barrel, huh?
Some of the praying stops. Others continue. Their one of the people that was actually trying to can't look over. I haven't done this in a long while. And I get pure charisma rolls.
Actually, I asked for a roll. I'm away from my desk. Oh, but I had a roll on my dice, which was a 15. I said I was saving. So a 15 plus 5, I believe. So dirty 20.
No, whatever my charisma stat is a 19 plus that.
Uh, 19 plus 6, so 25.
Shit,
What?
this gonna be funny as fuck.
Have you forgotten?
I haven't looked at Kara's stats in a while.
Oh dear.
Sounds like Chris knows exactly what I was asking. Why I was asking it.
I remember GURPS. I remember how this works.
I don't know what you're about to do, but I also can't.
I'm guessing he's doing a general how do the people react to seeing you guys roll.
Yep. Thought.
I determine
They
their
made me-
current temperament towards us.
And they made me their chief.
Kara only rolled a 23. Yeah, you can mouse over if you want to see what Kara's charisma modifier is.
Damn, girl.
Higher than 6?
Oh, yeah.
How's your charisma modifier?
It is 6.
Hi.
Oh,
well,
plus 10. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
NPCs cheat. That's how.
Well, also remember, she didn't come back the same way.
Apparently, being literally half bunny gives you bonuses.
Okay. 4 minutes. Mint just rolled low. Okay, she rolled roll 20 average for me. Okay. Okay. Are you all together?
Yes.
Not in the strictest of definitions.
Why do you have to
I've
make it
had
awkward?
sex with that one, but not that one or that one.
I don't think that's what they meant.
Why did you have to make this awkward? They don't need to know your private life.
Why do you keep such things private?
I'm not going into an argument. I'm not going to go into a discussion about morals.
I mean, that's got nothing to do with morals. That's just, some people, want that private and some people don't. That's a preference thing, not a morality thing.
I mean, yes and no. It's kind of indecent.
The diviner looks and for a moment just
Arbalene
just
is
kind
the
of
angel of a Greek god.
just kind of taken aback because he wasn't expecting to hear that kind of response. But then he'll laugh. That is the most unexpected response that I have heard in a while. Uh, yeah. Please be aware then that those particular proclivities will likely not work here given our present circumstance. I frankly was at first worried that that you were some uh, non-republic raiders coming to take advantage of the situation, or perhaps even attached to the cause of this. But no one with such a goal would say something like that.
No. We're actually probably here to investigate. Romagus, Ember, first class. Non-union. Yeah, I forgot the non-union. You're right, non-union.
Hmm. Troubling, something that that has definitely struck you at this guy's reaction is either due to not knowing or being distracted by the general situation, he has not pegged you as a besmirchment to the Umber Republic. So you also, I don't believe you've actually said your name. So
Yeah, that was on purpose.
yeah.
He's not going to willingly give that information out.
Oh no, I gotcha.
So,
Yeah,
If it did, I imagine he'd go back to being Thomas, not Tarblaine, while we're here.
yeah, you're 20. If you had rolled low, I would have had part of the negative reaction to that be the fact that he knows, at least by 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 rumor and hearsay at the very least. But no, that 20 is good.
So, what gives? Village looks abandoned. Looks like your power tower's got a problem.
Seems it's been turned into an episode. Yes, I'm here still. I might not be in roll 20, but I'm at least here. Here about telemarketer.
Oh, that was you. I'm like, where the hell's my phone? I better go find it. See why
I mean,
it's
Discord with
ringing.
everybody booping all the time. It's like, come on. Why can't your noise canceling cancel out everybody else's boops?
I
Yes.
am designer Jacques Trends. And inhabitant of what was our fair fair place of San Krista.
I have determined, based on my current trajectory, I will be making it probably another 30 minutes.
Okay.
Just as a heads up. It has been a rough week at work.
I am sorry to hear that.
Hey, Libby. I'm just happy that I have a job right now.
Gummy bears. If you know, you know.
Okay. That's an in joke. Got it.
That's the in joke that none of us know.
Oh, they know it. That's what's important.
Minor Trends will make a more welcoming gesture, though he does seem to be eyeing Mint and Zasha, probably because they're just competitively so different from the rest of you.
They're not like
Zasha,
us. They're not like us.
Zasha's a McCoat. I forgot what Mint was, a Vera?
He is a Vera.
And then,
Is a Vera.
Kara is more Vera.
Yeah, well, Kara has the excuse of being
I got resurrected.
exotic, is how I'm going to phrase it.
They're looking at the two normal races weird, and then the really weird one, they're like, whatever. And then the guy who is there are only two of them on the planet. They're also
really
like, yeah,
weird
sure,
one,
whatever.
They're like, you know what? Mash.
Well, if I remember correctly, like while you're within the Republic, I believe you're keeping your wings hidden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
So
I know if they were out, there'd be a different reaction.
Yeah. So giant bunny ears are cool, but smaller bunny ears and cat ears are like, yeah, that's weird.
Something about their vibe.
Not questioning it. I'm just like, okay, moving on.
So they're okay with the hidden celestial, the elf, the normal Vera. They're not okay with the cat person or the slightly more bunny person.
No, you have flipped. The normal Vera is the one they're looking at kind of sideways.
Oh, the normal Vera. I'm curious how they're going to look at the Azavar.
Well, if I'm correctly, aren't you in your normal regalia?
Yes, I remember. An Azamar looks like just a normal person with weird hair.
That's true. Yes, I
am.
am.
You're dressed as a priest, so they're like, yeah, sure. What is?
You're one of us. We have no reason to look at you oddly.
That is a fair point.
Yeah. In the case of Kara, I mean, she's being looked at, but she's not being screwed. She's not being, like, suspicion.
They're judging them for their shitty stealth rolls, is what it is.
Yeah. Only creepers move like that.
Oh, yeah, that's come towards the thing.
Yeah. So you said you were investigators.
Oh, I mean, we're out here investigating. Yes.
Another citizen will call out. Is that help? Do they know what's going on? there'll then be some other rumors of like, wait, someone knows what's going on. There'll be a group of people moving over, like somewhere between a dozen or 2 dozen, peppering both you guys and Diviner Trends with questions like, what's going on? Can they li- can they can they li- can they lift the curse? Um,
We literally
can
just got here.
can they fix this? Um,
Hey, David.
yep.
Remember how you said it was going to be a day before we started this? And how I mentioned that would be the end of the 7-day wait?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay. If your idea is
I'll
what I
get
think
to
it
it.
is, if your idea is what I think it is, I want to remind you that you're dealing with something that has existence properties.
Yes, which I've also removed with greater restoration. You literally pointed that out to me earlier.
Yeah, the piece you handled originally. I was just want to point it out. Okay.
It's all good.
I'm not saying it won't
has
work. I'm just saying because I don't know exactly what you're thinking. So, um, but yeah.
effectively casting a certain spell at divine levels effectively.
Yeah.
That's the simple gist of it, but you continue.
Yep. But yeah, they're just kind of peppering both you guys and at least one of their higher revered population. Not quite sure whether he's a leader or just a guy who's taking charge. Um, with various questions. There is a general sense of tension, like beyond the group of people that are kind of peppering you. Diviner Trends is trying to calm the group down. Um, but they've kind of latched on to your guys' group as a potential source of good tidings. Um, also, um, now that you're closer to the to what I'm just gonna like a term calling the sight pillar. Um, there's an inherent like physical feel of discomfort. You don't have to make any saves or anything, but you're in close enough proximity that there's like a very mild effect.
Ro will look over at Thomas. It's like, can you maybe ask them give us some breathing room? You're better at dealing with people than the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Can you guys give us some breathing room? Where'd my dice go?
I mean,
Guessing that's
I
persuasion.
could
So
just
if you
talk to
just
them and answer their questions. They'll go away.
Well, we can't answer any questions until we get a moment to breathe to actually get the situation from the guy who's trying to tell us what's going on.
I'll say their questions are things like, "Can you lift the curse? Are you here to save? Are you here to save us? Oh,
Oh no, we can't.
oh, thank God, someone who knows. It's things like that.
Yeah, things we can't answer until we can get a second to find out what's going on, which we can't do if they're bombarding us with questions.
Gotcha.
If you're just saying that Tarblane without any kind of wordcraft, 1 or 2 people will be like, oh, I guess you're right, and leave, which leaves large group minus 2 people, unless you need to roll persuasion or have some other form of craft.
Definitely going to roll some persuasion.
If you do not have expertise already, I grant it to you by being within 10 feet.
Oh, that applies to any social roll, yeah?
Deception, intimidation,
Yeah.
and persuasion.
Okay. I remember the intimidation. I didn't
Okay.
remember the.
Yeah.
So that's a 33.
I say, if he already had expertise, it doesn't do shit. But if he didn't have expertise, he did now.
I did not have persuasion. I don't have expertise in. I have expertise in deception, intimidation, and stealth.
Yep.
And religion. And religion.
Oh, in terms of social stuff, if you're interested, if you run into another 5e game, I can let you know. I can let you know a combination that will that will make persuasion a bit wackadoodle. So,
Ah,
um,
may- mayhaps at some point. I am
but
not looking to add any more games right now.
yeah. Okay. With your excellent excellent words, um, have convinced the crowd that perhaps, well, crowding you is not the best thing to. But not only that, um, you have instilled in them a a sense of hope that if they feel alone and let you do what you need to do, that it will be done, and there's not really anything to think about. Um, um, you hear amongst the crowd as they're recording um phrases akin to um one with such words must have been touched by Hermes.
Ah, I made Papa proud.
Minor trends looking that the crowd has been dispersed. Um, hmm, uh, well, overnight, um, San Crista was doing fine um, until um, the morning came. Then, when our transportation, a number of our more um, um, more powerful equipment just ceased. Um, Come to find that our med site here has been changed in some way. Some people have said it looks it's a bit more gray. Um, I don't I don't see it, but then my eyes aren't exactly the best. But I can certainly feel um effect of trying to peer into happenings. I don't seem to have a very good like a connection for Star or Bahamut at the moment, nor going outside into uh, mist is not providing much information to uh, as to the area, which frankly quite quite disturbing. To translate that in a bit more game mechanics terms, with this pillar active, it is essentially preventing divination spells. At least this guy's divination spells from actually gaining any information even inside.
In which case, I will not make the joke about, yeah, Bahamut's not picking up the phone right now.
Um,
It's probably not a good idea. No.
yeah. Um, um, Outskirts of a San Cresta. Well, no doubt it looks disturbing to you. Some had left to get help. Others had riding bird to transport in recovery. Medical equipment had stopped working. The moment we've been trying to figure out how this could happen, some think that perhaps there is a traitor in our midst that has done some level of blasphemy. Using an airship to lift and replace a pillar would certainly be noticed by anyone awake at night, and probably even awaken anyone asleep. Getting near the pillars rather uncomfortable has made some people sick. It's one of the other diviners has stated that the crystal looks similar to some that he seen in Estrina, but I wouldn't see how that could get. He's referring to this.
Yeah.
Perhaps it'd be helpful if I get my notes in order. Excuse me. He's gonna go to one of the nearby buildings to collect his notes.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'd like to pillar.
Okay. The pillar at this point is 3 blocks away. You can close to it. Are you going to go up to the pillar, or are you going to gradually?
I'll just go up to it. He's getting his notes. I want to investigate what we're here to.
Okay, if you're just going to go up to it, then I will. Business. Let me double. Sorry, Constitution or Charisma save.
I was expecting Constitution. Okay, I will. Give me the option. I will take Charisma. Damn it.
I think you mean luck save. Just kidding.
I will also be going.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will go too because.
Same from you guys then. If you are approaching to.
Even with the misconduit.
What's your max? What's the max saving throw right now? Be 11 plus 11 still.
Whatever. It's stat plus proficiency, so
given the nature of
whatever your stat is plus 6.
Given the nature of what
26.
it is, if you guys are, I believe it's within 10 feet of Amoros, you guys can get advantage of this roll on this roll.
$26 stands.
I rolled a 20, so whatever is my highest save, please.
Difference of 1 point. Your charisma is higher.
Even if it's a difference of 1 point, it makes a difference.
12.
Okay, I rolled a 32.
Kaze.
Don't forget you had an advantage.
That's with advantage.
Oh.
It was a natural 1 and a natural 10.
I mean, it's better.
That's like, because, it's a familiar. It doesn't have saving throw proficiencies.
It's at least better.
It barely has stats. Most of its stats are 11.
Hey, it's not negative at least.
Its strength is.
I mean, it's the tiny little bunny.
It's a strength of 3.
I stand by what I said. It's a bunny.
Yep.
If only his strength is negative, that's pretty good.
Oh, it's not a spellcaster, so
Oh, that's rather low. But, okay. Though there is discomfort as you guys approach, the most affected is Kaze. Tara, Zoshin, staying behind to look at minor trends. Okay. So you guys are right up to the former Master Site pillar. It's very it in fact, since you're this close, it almost looks smoky.
be an arcana or an investigation, but I'd like to just like do initial like survey study analysis of the pillar itself. It's like, okay, what properties am I looking at? How how has it changed from normal pillar?
If you do not have a see, not a Magicite worker.
No, I'm a woodworker. I'm a mess. Not that masterful.
Ah, okay. While Ro is, I guess, doing his monk thing and looking at the pillar, what is Tarbalina? To be clear, by the way, since the populace is avoiding being this close, guys are, for all intents and purposes, alone around this thing.
Oh, perfect. How tall is the pillar?
The pillar is 30 and
Like we're alone, but they can still see us. I mean, they're still looking at us and shit, right?
well, I mean, they will see, that there are humanoid figures
Okay,
down that way if they look in your general direction. But many people are
okay, so not,
are praying and doing other things.
we're close enough to see what we're doing, but if we did something big and loud or something, they could look over and go, "Oh, what the fuck was that?"
They could, though, depending on your positioning, buildings would block it. Which is why I face you guys are, for all intents and purposes, alone around here. Because no one is going like, "What they doing?" No one's doing anything like. So I suppose if you crit fail, then perhaps someone may be in the just right position to see something.
But we're free to get weird and not have.
I'm sorry, Turboline. Yeah. Between 30 and 45. 30 and the 40. It has
Okay.
it has a diameter. Sorry, 17 feet.
Okay. Honestly, I have no idea what to do in this situation. So.
Well, given your abilities, you could probably support others who are trying to investigate.
Yeah.
Also, can I get a wisdom roll from? Oh, wait, that would apply there too. Can I get a wisdom roll from Omeros and Tar?
This dice just rolls so much better. I believe that is an 18.
I rolled a
Just
15
straight
plus
wisdom.
whatever.
6.
So 21.
Okay.
How do you have a 6 on wisdom?
That's my casting stat.
Wisdom's
So
over
my
20?
highest stat.
Yeah,
And
he
then I
has
have
stats over
armor
20
boosts me
thanks to
over
his armor.
20. Yep. armor be cool.
Two of you will feel the draw on on yourselves, being close, but more the two of you feel that your essence, for lack of a better term, is being tugged on.
Oh, it's the same thing I ran into in the other place. Cool, I know what this is. I like to make. I'd assume it'd be Arcana to see if the method I used on the smaller stone would work here. I want to see if it's a viable solution.
You can make that roll. Yeah. If you waste the thought, Carblane, would you want to assist or attempt something else?
No, I'll assist. Give him advantage.
Hmm. Thank you for the advantage. I went from having a 4 for adding my plus 11 to having a 31.
Okay. I'm more struggling in appraising the situation. You will, after some time, and I'll say some like 0 spell point kind of essence. We'll find that there is a whatever whatever is changing or has changed this magicite pillar is a constantly constantly refreshing on it, as if there is a separate source that is just constantly renewing transmutation. Therefore, if it were to have been like suppressed or dispelled without without dealing with what is causing the refreshing effect, it would just immediately start the transmutation. So it would be purified, and then it would be like, oh, it's magicite again. Well, let me fix that.
So it's literally the same thing on a larger scale that I found earlier.
If I remember correctly, I didn't necessarily describe the any kind of re-upped.
Yes, you did.
I did. Okay.
Yep.
Because I remember that for like the draining effect.
You definitely described the re-upping of it.
Of the draining effect, I didn't recall describing the rock itself as constantly going through a transformation. Well, yeah, that's what you find out, that there is some sort of separate separate thing causing a transmutative effect on this magicite pillar. Roll. Well, you're not super sure construction of magicite. You've been around like cardinals, magicite fire, really others. Got some history on it. You will notice a see surface of the west side of the side pillar. At a higher chest level, it's kind of like a patch of roughness, which isn't in isn't indicative with what you've seen of either raw unhandled, crafted, or crafted. It's as if there's a patch of physical disturbance on it, about like high chest height.
Dirt and like rub it in, see if I can reveal, by filling it in, see if it reveals anything, or whether it's just a rough spot versus a carved spot.
Can you make me in this?
Ah! Not doing this versus a person.
30. Okay. It feels like, and kind of looks like, judging by the scratches, as if you have a rock on rock or crystal on crystal situation. And given how it looks, since you're kind of getting a more kind of defined, not sure because it looks as if something like another crystal or something of that kind of hardness has been pushed into the side of the magicite and through and into the magicite as if there was some kind of like improper incorporeal thing that was pushed through.
Call everyone else's attention to it.
Well, this is probably what's keeping it this way. I'll let Tarberline's help explain what we figured out.
Well, I was in the bathroom, so somebody explain to me what you figured out.
You
The GM can
figured
do
it
it
out. I just helped.
if you'd like, but
GM can do it.
Yeah, the GM can do it.
Oh, you don't want to do it as characters, okay?
I'm currently driving. I have the memory of a goldfish right now.
Okay. Okay. Well, what they have discovered is that there is a constantly refreshing transmutation effect on this magicite pillar. And it's not from the magicite pillar itself from the standpoint of it's not like someone cast something on it and then left. Something, a separate thing is actively refreshing, upkeeping, agitation.
Okay. For details on that. Haven't identified.
Can I get an honor roll?
Unless you think this might be more of a detect magic scenario.
Even though this is detect magic would be better, I would still need an Arcana roll due to. No, hold on. If you're rather close to Amros. Okay, you do not need the Arcana roll.
At least I was once I called him over. Yeah.
Because of the misgenerator. Okay. After kind of looking at this with the detect magic going on, You will see, of course, the partial void that is the transmutation at the site. There's like ripples of the magic of the magicite itself, but the transmutation is constantly refreshing, so it's like it's like the void is rippling out, overtaking it, and then it tries to magicite again and ripple, that kind of thing. But you notice an independent, just void spot, 20 feet up in the center of the magicite.
Like a 1 moment gesture to move back, pull out a like charcoal, hand it to Kaze, have her go up and mark the spot.
Okay.
There's your problem.
Got an old wrench in the pillar.
Question is, what do we do about it?
Yep. Because from what you were able to determine before, this thing is inside the pillar itself.
Now, I got a thought, but you seem to think you have a fix based on something that happened earlier, so.
No, that kind of changes things.
Okay. In that case, we probably should look at the notes, see if he's cataloged any other relevant details. And after that, I mean, I'm no electrician, but I've broken the laws of physics a few times, so we might be able to do something here. Worst case, I overcharge it, and people's light bulbs work extra well. I don't know. I guess technically, worst case is it doesn't work.
Alrighty, I think I'm hit the bed.
Okay. Good night, man.
Thank you for being
Good night, everyone.
Glad to have you back, Matt.
Yeah. Alrighty. Night.
All right. If somebody has a better idea, I'm going to go look at those.
I don't have any better ideas. Notes it is.
Karazasha are looking at her Prince's notes. So, correct myself. Is Hungary.
You're talking low. The mic's in there.
Oh, sorry.
But, okay, what happened to Mint?
Cara. She
Who am I
was.
beating up?
What?
Said, who am I beating up? Someone messed with Mint.
She went to look for fireflies.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can't beat up the undead. Actually, I could.
And Kaze to keep an eye on her in case she gets in trouble.
So, well, it looks to me like we a spy some nefarious person,
At 20.
or some sort of nefarious person having effectively enchanted or maybe or the fire sorry, the magicite pillar. I have seen items inside of hidden inside of other items, so I know that's certainly possible to
Yeah,
put things together like that.
they somehow managed to slip something inside of it that seems to be transmuting it.
Yeah, I know so it doesn't just happen. None of these notes say that any business with the magicite pillar over the night.
I'm sorry, I'm completely distracted by this. I shouldn't be distracted. I did stop while I looked at this. The Domino's has stuffed crust pizza.
Yep, they've been advertising it for a couple weeks now. We actually had it last night.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was different, not bad, but different. Hmm. So we'll continue in terms of type of individual. Given how no one raised an alarm, maybe an astrenum or maybe an astrenum, or someone monk-like qualities. Real martial training. There has to have been some. It sounds like you were able to figure some things out. Was there any physical evidence left?
There's physical evidence of where they shoved whatever they shoved into the pillar. There's a worn spot where maybe a nithicite stone or some other arcane, crystal, augment gem or something was rubbed raw against the pillar to get it through. And I was able to mark on the pillar roughly where whatever it is has drifted, floated, whatever it's doing in there. So we know where it is in the pillar. I'm just not sure how to extract it. We don't have, as far as I know, none of us have any kind of like phasing spells or something where they can, pass through matter to grab something. This would be an ethereal thing.
Mm,
The only thing we have in that category that I'm aware of is the mats, and that wouldn't do that. It wouldn't work in this case.
I technically have a means of doing it, but I don't want to spend it.
Ah, that's true. You could try using that to just immediately solve it in that kind of fashion.
Yes, because I could use it to literally substitute any spell in existence.
Now, you guys see nothing in the notes beyond just general observations, I presume, what you guys were saying.
Well, I'm not a crafter of magicite, the device, so there's bound to be things that I wouldn't be able to notice. I was I'd only recently returned to send Cresta. There is
Happened just yesterday?
it happened over the night, yeah.
Is it? Oh, so your town people were mostly avoiding Miller? Did anybody get up besides us get up close to it since this happened?
A few of us have tried, though. Many have gotten sick by the attempt of getting close.
Possibly near.
I'm sure that since a good chunk of the populace to answer questions, I actually think it may not take much in the way of pinching, given how your friend was able to assure them earlier.
Well, we may get to that in a bit, but got something I forgot I could
What did you forget you can do?
go back to the pillar. Self-isolating crime scene. You know what we can do with self-isolating crime scene?
Spell?
Damn straight. Who's been over
The
here
other
in the
thing I
last
was gonna
24 hours?
The other thing I was going to suggest is legend lore.
Well, legend lore doesn't really help here because you have to know what you're asking. And it has to be written down somewhere.
Well, we know what we're asking. What changes have befallen this Magicite Tower? And
I mean, we know what
anything
changes
written-
have befallen it. I'm not sure.
Well, the reason why I put it that way is because we'll gain all written knowledge about it, which means we'll gain the correspondence of the people who planned this.
I don't know how that works.
Well, we know all information of that was written down about what caused these changes.
Name or describe a person, place, or object that brings a
Pretty
brief
sure
summary.
that's how it works.
Like, name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you have named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known.
Yeah, so
If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. This pillar is not of legendary importance.
that's true. This isn't legendary. You're right.
Okay.
Forgot that part.
Something I'm wondering here. Did I miss
Again, it's specifically lore. It's not like letters and correspondence. It's lore. So stories and stuff.
Does it mention
Oh.
foot? Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Did it mention footprints and stuff like that? That's not really defining a range. I see what it means
It says
for
range,
as long as
range
your
30 feet.
duration's active.
It says right there on the cast cam, range 30 feet.
Oh, okay. In which case, then
So I presume it's like a 30-foot radius or something.
gotcha.
Maybe a 30-foot cube. I don't know.
Are you near Armoros when you cast this?
I don't know if
Or rather, did Armoros follow?
I don't know if he followed me or not. I rolled a charisma save to get up to the thing. So
I would have stuck with him, especially if he indicated his intent to go near the statue, the Nephis, the transmutated pillar again.
yeah, it won't lead me necessarily straight to the guy's house, but it'll give me an idea of like, oh, well, that's the type of footprint I should be looking for. Now I can roll a survival or something to try and track. Gives me something to stare at, and that thing where you look at a footprint and go, well, that was a man. He weighs 300 pounds. That was a woman. She was wearing stilettos. She weighs $150 wet.
You do find spell footprints of the same color that has brushed against where that rough spot is.
And since I'm the only one who touched it, that'd be me or them. So I can go, okay, that's not me.
Well, then there'd be two. There'd be yours and then another.
Yeah, it's like. Which point then I can make an investigation or something and go, okay, that's my handprint, that's their handprint.
Yeah. If you're wanting to, it would be a survival roll for the tracking standpoint. If you're wanting to get information like the footprint itself, or the pitfalls themselves.
Well, first I'm trying to look at the footprint and the handprint and all that to try, get a physical profile of, who I'm looking for, which again, I don't know if that'd be survival or investigation, and then I will see about possibly using a tracking or something. But
Sorry, that. Okay. You said you want to try to get what from an investigation?
I'm looking at the handprint and the footprint and stuff. He's trying to extrapolate height, weight, male, female, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Which I could be survival, could be
I
investigation.
can-
I'm not 100% sure on that.
Given your points of contact, you could get a rough height. Just because you have both touch on the pillar and the spacing of the foot to deal with. But if you're wanting to get, weight, possible species, stuff like that from the footprint, that sounds like more of a tracking expertise kind of.
Survival. Survival is. So try and get as much as possible. Almost up to throwing a guidance.
Yes, I can do that.
Or actually, this car would have followed you. Car is looking like she's suffering some amount of discomfort, but was guidance already used on you?
Yeah, he did guidance.
Okay.
Getting close to this.
Oh, she was more following you.
Well, no, that's right. That is, you're like, why are you of all people are getting close to this thing? You are literally being held together with spit and good wishes.
I think I can help. Double the effective guidance.
2d4. Critical.
Nice.
Next on the d4. You can me do this enough times, it's
Yeah, with the guidance and everything. Cool.
not tasting the dirt though. You can stick to that part.
Okay.
Sure you don't want to taste the dirt? I heard it's good.
I've eaten dirt enough in my life, thank you.
It is a being. I say that. I'm gonna get more information. It is a being roughly 5'7". Given how the foot work, you are able to identify some kind. Very for an elf. It's a very light touch. Given how the footfalls are spaced and you are guessing either a unarmed specialist or a
I can tell Zasha he was right. He guessed monk.
um
Why do I have a feeling that Kriv is here?
Oh, Crib's not an elf.
That's right.
This is clearly
I forgot the
short
elf part.
short elf ninja. This is clearly not a dragonborn in plate mail.
I forgot the elf part. My bad.
You with this roll, you're able to discern.
Also, I will say it's 50-50 if the Dragonborn wore plate mail. Depending on how serious you wanted to be.
Well, yes, but this is clearly not a dragonborn in plate mail. That's my point. Is that these footprints are clearly not a dragonborn in plate mail.
Yes. Like I said, I misheard the elf part.
Due to the light touch, elves have this. This part is usually more difficult to discern, but with the assistance being given to you and your own skill via osmosis, you are able to tell that it is a male elf. Little to no equipment.
Elven ninja nudist, got it. Thomas will be thrilled.
within your 30-foot area, there's not much tracking to be done with the vehicle, so it's being highlighted.
Well, yeah, that tells me something. Like there's not like tracks. So they walked up, tracks. So they walked away. It's just like
they move towards Magicite. More specifically, it actually looks like they had been there. There are some touch points on the wall of a nearby building. Given your passive investigation, which is high, it is almost a certainty that they were probably traversing via roof, then kind of dropped down to push off the side to make a little bit of a difference, and softly landed, and then
So they're flying short elf people.
I don't think they're flying. I think they're just jumping like a monk.
Judging by the imprints on the poles, some effort was exerted to perform a physical act which required a mild amount of bracing. And then there is a parallel set of same person that look like they probably performed kind of jump. There's a little bit of impression, and you don't see any corresponding thing except for a small touch point on the edge of a roof at a 30 degrees off. Likely their exit. Clearly single person, sent in as a solo, so to speak. Actually, you know what? Given
one's
that
allowed.
you did roll a 25, you are an elf yourself. You are able, and I believe your investigation is also kind of like instinct based.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It sounds like it was probably somebody that slipped into town and did this versus local.
Yeah. Also, you have the inkling to think that this is.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I heard palette elf.
Pallid, as in very pale, but really cool. Really good investigation. Also very hard to track because they can just, as a race, turn invisible. Hoping. Up down. Around here, they're probably not hanging around. You know this is a somewhat widespread problem from what they told you. Corrected us for this.
Point of clarification. This is the first instance of like a whole ass transmutation effect on it.
Okay, this is the first time that's happened.
Yeah, but the distribution of smaller deficite that absorb stuff, that has been what's going on.
Okay, so they found nephthite scattered around that have been fucking with things, but it's the first time. Okay.
It's the first time that a pillar has been like transmuted.
Okay, so this is an uptick in the problem.
Or an evolution of their ongoing plans.
I've got an idea. Stupid one, but I got an idea.
Um,
Well, I'm all for stupid ideas.
Laura is going to be against you. I can't say, can mind helping me a bit further that way?
Oh yeah. Help her out of the.
I'm still going to admonish her for doing something so reckless.
I've been sitting around for for a long while. I'm tired of doing nothing.
So going near the thing that's literally anti-existence under your special circumstances was what you wanted to do? I understand why the two of you are together now.
Bro, she also seems to be counting the time that her spirit was scattered as a part of not doing anything.
And that's my comment, because if I recall, isn't she your sister?
No, this is the girl next door.
Oh, the girl next door.
Sister's still inside the bunny.
Sister's still in the bunny, but the girl next. I thought the sister escaped the bunny and became
No. Kara is the girl next door. Rose is the sister.
Still, the friend next door. This makes too much sense.
Grabs a stick, start doodling in the dirt. All right, so
why are you dueling the dirt?
I'm trying to do magic math. Okay, so if theoretically this all works the way I'm doing it, but I'm having to improvise this. So anybody that's actually good at magical math, feel free to correct my logic here. If I modify the runic formula that allows me to put those spells inside those gears I've been giving you guys, to use that as so that instead of going into a gear, it's going into the pillar. And then I infuse that glyph, that glyph that I would use, the spell storing glyph, with the charge mist positive spell. So I basically am causing the pillar to suck in good mist to try and overpower the Nethicite dark mist, or possibly alter the effect of the Nethicite transmutation. Not sure how the positive mist would react to that. And if we, use the crystals we have, to enhance the charge of the array, we might be able to either transmute the transmutation or again overpower the transmutation. So the positive mist being drawn in negates the effects of the Nethicite, creating an array that looks something like, as he's been talking, he's again like doodling the runic circle or whatever, for the ritual he's basically inventing out of his ass.
Pull some voodoo numbers out of your ass, man. But
again, these spells all in theory work the way I'm describing. I'm just putting them together in a way that's not necessarily.
Well, I rolled a 28 Arcana to tell you it's right or wrong.
That's I wasn't sure if I'm rolling Arcana or whether just because I'm spouting spells that are on my sheet, whether I just know this is in theory how this works.
Because you're combining them in a kind of different way, it would be Arcana. Since it is the skill of magic.
Sorry, I'll give you guidance because I don't as well instead of giving it to myself.
I was thinking this would probably be more of a less you roll and more you give me advantage because you're assisting type scenario. I don't know. The GM call whether we roll separately or not.
Well, you asked for me to back check your information. That's why.
That's why I said I was sure that counted as an assist or.
I can actually see it being either if you're reviewing it after the fact, have it be your own role. If you're like looking over his shoulder, so to speak, and correcting as he is doing it, then you're assisting it.
Could we get both? I'm assisting him, and then after it's done, like, I'm trying to figure everything out. I didn't try to figure it out myself separately.
Okay. Are you?
Obviously, it would take a little bit longer since he's trying to go for the math of figuring this out. But
would you also be using? Would you also be using guidance?
For him.
Okay. Your guidance effect is doubled. Like.
Roll the 28. I roll the 24.
Guess there's just no getting around it. We'll just know.
I don't know, because again, we're inventing something that might be a high DC. Again, all these components in theory work together, especially since we're throwing the elemental crystals into the mix.
So,
can't forget those.
When to use charge mist to kind of enhance the mist in the area, along with the elemental crystals to kind of focus the effect.
I'm taking the imbue spell to put the imbue, which is normally meant for putting those spells in those gears that I hand out people. I'm using that to put the spell to attach the spell to the pillar. So basically, I'm putting charge positive mist into the pillar. And so now, in theory, the pillar is in theory casting charge mist, positive mist. I don't, because of the transmutation effect going on, I don't know if that would like purify or overpower the existing nethicite effect. And I'm using the world, the heroic crystals of light to power the spell, power the infusion and the spell to give the charge mist positive, all the charge positive mist they can do, because I imagine with the nethicite field, I don't know. Well, we used charge mist positive in a nethicite zone before. No, I don't think we did. We only fought the nethicite guys once. I don't remember.
You really only encounter nethicite when you're dealing with your screen effects.
Right. So, since the nethicite creates a null mist zone, as I recall.
Yeah, it disrupts existence.
So there is no mist to charge positively. I'm using the elemental crystals to create the positive mist that I am then using the imbue glyph thing to funnel into the pillar.
In this particular case, the mist here is thin, and it gets thinner the closer you get to the.
Well, yeah, which again, since I'm having
there's still a tiny bit.
Since I'm having to put the glyph on the pillar.
Yeah, there's a tiny bit of mist you can use.
Okay. So I'm the charge mist is charging what mist is there, and then I'm enhancing what is already there by using the elemental crystals, and then shoving all that into the pillar using the imbue, gear effect. It's the imbue gear effect allows you to put spells inside of normally gear, but in this case I'm altering the spell, so instead of a gear, it's the pillar.
It almost sounds kind of like glyph or minor glyph, but
it's a very similar spell to like Glyph of Warding and other glyph spells. Again, in my case, it's imbue gear because that's the spell. It's imbue gear. I know he has Glyph of Warding, but I don't think he has prepared because Glyph of Warding, again, similar idea.
Yeah, I'll just
the way it
functions.
Yeah, the way it functions is similar. Again, the idea with the spell is the idea of the whole point of it is that you are literally putting the spell inside of the object. In this case, I'm altering the spell for a different object.
Right. Okay. For what you're wanting to do.
And again, the elemental crystals are supplying lots of positive mist to either overpower or change the effect of the thing that's in there or whatever.
Okay. What we're going to do then is, for those that are going to be involved in this procedure, I would want. It's weird pulling this because I don't necessarily always pull this. I would need a charisma based arcana.
Ooh.
I actually don't think that changes anything for me.
For you, I don't think it does.
Also, who's involved? I'm assuming the two of you.
Arcana is intelligence, so yours actually goes up by 1.
Cool. I rolled a 19.
You have a plus 12.
I have a 31. I rolled a 19.
Let's see, who do we know in the party that actually is trained in Arcana? I imagine Zasha. I know you are. I imagine Zasha is.
I'd hope Zasha is.
Int is. Good runner left enough to know. Zasha is. And Farah is.
So I'd like everybody who is involved in Arcana to help me with the setup. I don't know if the diviner is. If he is, he's welcome to help too.
diviner is, and the diviner is. I'm only questioning Kara because she was just chastised for going into the Nephesite zone.
Well, Kara,
She
Kara
wasn't
can help with.
chastised for it.
I imagine
like-
how this type of thing normally works. We probably have a sigil being done that I'm painting on the crystal itself, and then there's the larger sigil that we're probably doing around the perimeter for the array to channel the crystals into this. So she could be helping draw that larger array where she's not up on the crystal having problems.
Okay.
Like, I'm the only one who has to be dumb enough to get close. Everybody, because I have to do the up close one because I'm the only one who knows that spell. But anybody else can, in theory, help with the larger array.
You will find sitting next to a pirate, doing its pirate flight. It's kind of. She seems to be talking.
Wave so she knows he's there, but let her.
I mean, it's actually interesting that there's a firefly in an area that's currently dead in terms of mist right now.
Well, she had to walk out of town to do it.
She went looking for a firefly.
Oh, she went out of town for it. Okay. I thought she was still in the town.
Breathing some.
Don't worry. You have a portable mist generator right next to you.
Well, you're being a portable mist generator doesn't help me with the breathe mist power.
I'm just saying you have mist available.
That's like, because it's a different.
I know it is. I'm just saying you have mist available.
Terrible.
Yes, we to keep up.
Go.
Experimental. Oh no, dead guy.
Yes, mint and dead person.
Um,
Let's invade their privacy as they have this conversation that is no longer private.
well, of course I have a little. You seem to have walked into a one-sided conversation of girl talk.
Oh, okay. So nothing
Oh.
important.
Well, once she notices you, she'll stand up. Her ears kind of just kind of going straight as if like maybe you caught her doing something.
Kaze's been with her, so it's just...
I found a description of the person.
Well, that's actually very helpful. I got a profile based on their tracks, but having an actual description would help. They didn't tell you which way they went?
She'll point in a...
I'm guessing that direction might be somewhat affiliated with those ruins we were checking out.
I would believe so as well.
An intelligence or navigation roll. Yeah. She will have a drawing she kind of sketched out.
Big 10.
Big 10. Very general the very general direction. Maybe.
I mean, my high passive investigation tells me, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I.e., Tristan being somewhat genre savvy.
Yeah. Here is the sketch of the...
Oh shit, they have an actual sketch. Actually really good with the colors there. I was the artist.
I had some pointers. She points to the firefly. Yeah, hence little to no equipment.
If you want to get better at this, I don't mind teaching, or on days we're on the ship or whatever. But all right.
Oh, sure, that'd be good.
Gently fold it up so we don't smudge the work. Okay, so we'll do that in a moment. Need your help. We have a thought on how to fix the problem with the pillar, but we're gonna need your help with setting up the magical array.
Just Discord.
Spell circle or whatever.
Yeah, I can help with that.
And get everybody to get the team together, show them the rough array that Amaros and I worked out. Like, okay, this is what we're thinking. This is how this is in theory supposed to work. If anybody has anything else they think they can do to contribute to make this more effective or whatever, feel free to speak up. But this is the rough plan.
The Firefly will follow Mint up to the point of getting to approximately the perimeter of the village, and then it'll be like, and not want to get any closer.
It'll just turn and say, "We're working on fixing it. Just give us a few minutes." I mean, I don't know. The Ocean's 11 breakdown of the doodle in the dirt. Yeah.
Doodle in the dirt.
Okay. Off the crystal, and I will hand it to Amaros. It's like, okay, I'm going to put you in charge of arranging these properly.
Yes, I just hold multiple crystals now. I'm the crystal holder.
Well, in theory, you're putting it in its designated spot in the array, but yeah.
I know.
I can't do that and do the thing at the core there.
I have become the designated crystal holder. Too late. All crystals belong Armoros. He might start collecting them to make a giant crystal one day.
If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to go get commies to help.
Yeah, she won't have a problem with it.
I mean, we've got access to 3. I'm just saying, if we might need 4. I don't.
7,400 multiple of 1660.
Here, what was that?
I'm just doing math in my head. I'm trying to figure out the multiples of 1,600 and
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. They rolled amazing.
Given her modifiers, I am concerned
no.
that roll 20 is having my roll for Kara be so low.
Only you would think a 23 is low, David.
Well, the die rolled a 4.
Yeah, I know.
The kick out roll a 19, though. Uh, 30. Oh. Oh, okay. I was going to, or even she was to actually pour some SP into this, but no, you guys collectively rolled high enough. I set the DC to 100.
Oh.
And I was gonna total all of y'all's rolls. Your total, by the way, is a 144.
Aha! Almost beat it by 50%.
Okay. Given that you need to be up to ink thing, I do need to save.
Darn it.
Okay. Okay then. The power being poured in this thing, the external circle glowing, energizing and charging the mist into a soft nebula of colors. That energy that coming out, it's coming being exuded from the pillar. Well, also some of it is being pulled in time. The colors of the Imagined pillar surge across it and through it as if its natural color um is like black of the transmutation. And um due to the constant concentration and the amount of time that is passing, I get a Constitution saving roll.
Roll a 19.
Were you rolling for?
23 is row 13. Okay.
I didn't really realize Kaze was participating in.
No, they're not. I wasn't sure if that was a proximity thing or not.
No, it's a matter of prolonged concentration and effort.
All right.
On this. I remember Armorous made a roll. I don't remember.
I rolled a 19 plus whatever my con.
19 plus 11, so 3.
I have a plus 11 con.
Your con save, yeah.
Oh. Cool.
Yeah,
Woo, exhaustion.
except for Armorous and Kara. Yeah, you haven't really traveled with her that much outside of being on a boat.
Yeah.
So
I'm on a boat.
I was about to give some information, but I don't think like worked out with her.
I don't think so.
Okay. The charge mist will suddenly just get completely sucked into magicite crystal as it not only restores its natural color, but glows brightly. And there will be sound of
Balance?
the scratching sound, kind of like rock against rock, as this smaller fist-sized crystal shoots out of the top of the pillar and like arcs landing towards the ground.
Was not expecting that.
I'll be back.
Level of here um um quickly grows to its usual amount.
Yay!
I was trying to imagine what it would have been for the Inquisitors. It's like because presumably everyone on the planet has adapted to there being a persistent light fog, and now it's a thin fog. Like, oh no, colors are brighter, I guess. Yeah. There'll be these sounds and hums of ears of ears moving, um, lights flickering on inside of buildings, um, a um, a motorcycle suddenly being propelled forward until it hits some hay.
Oh, cool. Everything's turned back on now.
Like projected for their signs. There is for those at the pillar and not the circle itself, who will hears. For those a part of the circle, unless to make a acrobatics or athletics roll, there will be some people like flopping you or like giving you like firm pats on the back and just like general kind of cheer. Some people blessing you.
Electrician. Non-union.
Um,
I'll actually introduce myself properly instead of being quiet in the background.
I was about to say, in the case of armor, because again, unless you're obscuring your regular outfit,
I'm not obscuring my identity in any way, shape, or form.
okay, in which case then, diviners of which, aside from trends, there, will, will actually, thank you, for your excellent service. In this case, using Crystera versus Bahamut. Crystera, goddess of draconic magic, as they understand it. You guys know a bit more of the truth than they do.
Obviously. Hopefully, they're still not calling me a saint, though.
Diviners aren't gonna saint. They will, however, blessing you with blessings that you are familiar with, given that you grew up here. However, this will have more of a appreciable effect this time around. You will have a pool of sixes that you can spend any number of those, exhausting them on attacks, saves, or skill rolls.
Eat.
Consider it a piety bonus if you'd like. There,
I gladly will.
there will be a fireflies encroaching stored site, site pillar. Dance around it for a bit before fade in its property. The site is very disruptive. Did I hear correctly, by the way? Did Armoros pick up the object that shot out of the
I would have made sure to keep it away from anyone by taking it, and preferably, if they confirm what it is, proceed to remove its magical properties. I believe this is a precursor, like the original stone that I was introduced to. They're trying to be used to do the shenanigans to the Ydris crystals.
If you can make a Arcana roll, since it sounds like you're wanting to it would be a disadvantage, but you have some experience with these. It'll just be flat.
I rolled a 16. Arcana is a plus 11.
7. Okay. Unlike these stones that you handled earlier, this is much more fastidiously crafted.
Insidiously crafted. That is a new phrase.
Like it's been smoothed out. It has clearly been put through some level of processing. What internal faceting it has is crisp and more pronounced. There are tiny, tiny. You would mistake it as texturing if you weren't being a bit more, analyst about this. There are tiny, tiny arcs on the surface that look like they have promoted internal fractures of methocytes in particular ways and configurations.
Cool. But it's
so yeah.
effectively the same thing I found before.
Well, what you found before was like lightly touched up.
This is much more touched up, is what I mean.
Yeah, this is much more. It's like an artisan had
This
worked
is the
with this
end
thing.
result of it. Is the way I look at it.
In results, just based off of kind of observation,
No,
transmutation of magicite into nephesite. More specifically, it's being transmuted into the variant nephesite that actually. But with something like this, you would not need to make a giant ass slab and transport it. You would just need access to existing magicite constructs, for lack of a better. You have not heard of this level of deficit manipulation before. The closest are experiments that Lustrina has done, which has essentially for the purposes of making, anti mage weaponry and stuff of that nature. This is like a next level craftsmanship. Um, yeah. Given what's happened to it at the moment, it seems mostly inert, though there is a very slight draining effect of essentially 1 SP per minute if you're thing. But like when you've suppressed it, or it could just be building back up, or the ritual may have just permanently damaged it.
But yeah, Dave, what I meant is that this is the end result. Like, this is the Mastercraft version of whatever was in the capital. What I meant.
Yeah, there's like a Mastercraft version of the tiny bits that have been floating around.
And with that knowledge, I would like to use the same methods to just to disable this version of it.
Okay. Leo's Greater Restoration?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Greater Restoration will, as with before, nullify the transference part.
Do you have to upcast that one, or is that just normal greater?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you have to up. Or that just...
Checking my notes. Yeah, I don't mind saying this, considering you've done it a couple of times now. I especially have noted Greater Restoration will sever the draining, meaning the transference effect. It is still inherently nephesite itself, so it will be producing, some amount of disruption, but it won't be the kind of threat that it.
So, normal greater restoration, upcast greater.
Right. Because Greater Restoration is a fairly high spell, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 5th level spell.
Yeah,
I'm just marking off mana. I was trying to confirm now.
you need Greater Restoration.
I understood you need greater. I just wasn't sure if it was being upcast or whether it was normal.
When he did, I think we had to make a roll.
Level for free.
That was a. Oh, that's right. You told me you were attaching it to.
I mean, by default, any spell I cast is 2 levels higher.
Right, so he casts the default 5th, would mean it actually counts as 7th.
I also distinctly recall saying that I am going to experiment to figure out how to disable the transfer. And you said I was able to do it with a greater restoration.
Yeah.
Also, to my knowledge, you can't upcast greater restoration anymore.
I mean, technically you can, it just has no extra effect.
Oh, really? That's
Well, I mean, I
exactly how
suppose you
that
could, like,
works.
quote unquote, waste the spell slot.
Yeah, any
So-
spell can be cast with a spell slot of higher level than the spell, but if the spell does not have an upcasted effect, it just means the spell has its normal effect and you use a higher level slot for it.
Gotcha.
In our case, we're using spell points, so
So yeah, Greater Restoration does not have a benefit to casting it at a higher level, but considering this is a narrative use of it, it might the GM could rule that it requires a higher level casting slot.
Gotcha. So, I have an idea, Ro. You know how I can occasionally do very much divine things, like that once a week?
I hadn't noticed.
I'd be impressed that you hadn't noticed, since I literally revived an entire army that tried to kill us.
That was
At one
clearly
point with it.
sarcasm. You have not been paying attention to the gallery.
I haven't looked at the forum, no, but I have paid attention. I actively would pay attention to what art pieces you make. You're a good artist.
I gotta say, it's like anytime you go into the gallery, it's chronicling the entire journey. I've got your divine shit on the wall with everybody else's shit.
and somehow it has the end of chapter 10.
But with that idea, effectively just across the entire island, cast greater restoration across all of the Nephesite here, effectively. On the island.
I mean, you could try that, or we could save the Greater Restoration for, save the spell, the invention for something else, and just go do what we were tasked to do of dealing with the problem at the source. Because I don't know if your divine intervention will reach that far, especially given the current, state of your benefactor. He's not exactly swinging at his full weight right now.
No, he's not, unfortunately.
I mean, if you want to try that, it might work. I'm just saying, that might be more of an old world. That might be more of an old world miracle than a current miracle.
Hey, it's just greater restoration across an entire island. How bad can it be?
I imagine pretty tough, but I'm not a cleric. I'm kind of like how they say bard magic works. My magic just works on a wing and a prayer and a little bit of improv.
Yeah, that's what clerics do. They just pray to their deity.
No, you pray and something gives you power. I believe really hard until it works.
Okay, that's why I said
magic runs on my
ego. That's why I said sort of similar. I pray and I get power. I pray hard enough, I get more power.
Well, yes, I understand that. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing out that the guy you're praying to isn't exactly picking up the phone right now.
Are you guys in earshot of anyone?
I presume not.
I didn't quite catch that, David. What was that?
Yeah, so we were within earshot of people. It's like, if he's proposing, mad miracles, I presume we're not within earshot. I would hope we're not in the town square talking about male mad miracles while he's poking a Nethicite. Yeah.
I would at least make the effort to not be having this conversation openly.
Oh.
I said mild effort, so if anyone was actually trying to sneak around, I probably wouldn't notice them initially. But I'm not trying to have a conversation that needs to be relatively kept quiet so that the entire island doesn't try to swamp me and call me a saint.
It's your miracle. I just think there might be a better... It's your miracle. I just think we might have a, considering this is a problem we can in theory solve on our own, I don't know if we need the miracle.
That's fair. I just know that they're currently trying to transfer power from basically across the entire island, possibly the entire world, to one of those focal points if it becomes corrupt, is very, very, very bad.
Well, yeah, but isn't that focal point where we're in theory heading?
I believe that's the case.
So yeah. We cut it off now, they run away, and we don't catch them. We go there and beat them up, then they can't run away.
But we already know where they are. I could. No.
No, my point is, if you do it now, they'll be like, huh, our shit's not working. They must be up to something, and then they'll have a head start getting away from us.
That's why I was thinking, I was like, hold up. I could just take care of them all. The Black Rose are our enemies.
What are y'all's passive perception?
No. Passive? I think mine's 15. Or, wait, no, it'd be 16 because my wisdom is a 22 right now. Really, that's how that works, right?
Your passive perception, according to your sheet, is 16.
Yeah. I have a 22 in wisdom.
Rose, because I have. So my money back is 27.
Okay. Row. We'll notice during the conversation citizen of the San Crista snooping what you're doing.
Whispering so the mic doesn't get you.
Oh, sorry.
I kind of heard it.
A denizen of San Crista is seeking around, trying to get closer to to see what kind of more hero-y things that they're talking about now during your conversation.
Because he's like tugging on his ear to direct his attention that way. Like, we can discuss that later. Ow.
Yeah, we could do that.
Seems like we might have company.
Yeah, of course. I mean, my very close friend is already calling me a saint. He's somehow found out some of the stuff we've done. You haven't been selling your paintings, have you?
I've been selling my paintings.
That's probably why then.
Art is meant to be shared. Why would I be sitting on it?
I figured you would be giving it away, not selling it. Realistically.
I mean, I'm not selling it for a lot, but I have to recoup the cost of materials.
That's reasonable.
Because I figured a silver a pop wasn't that big a deal.
Oh no, not at all. But well, I guess that's going to become Rome sooner or later. Oh well. I don't mind. I just feel bad for anyone who's going to be with me.
Person slinking away. Like, yeah, I was seeing. And that person should have mad props for their paparazzi skills, though. They rolled a 24. Oh, that commenter is so good, they rolled a D5, and that's not even a thing.
Yeah, the D5 is supposed to represent the modifier range. If they get a 5, well, clearly they have a stat of 20.
So I figure, depending on the time of day, maybe grab lunch and then resume the trip.
Yeah, well, considering you guys left in the morning, by now with the ritual and everything, yeah, it'd be lunch.
Yeah. Grab lunch, maybe get a discount because the town loves us and we turn the power back on, and not like a ridiculous discount, but senior discount, 10% off. Yes.
Yeah, they're okay with that.
I'm not haggling for it. That's just he's not even going to mention it because that's not the character. That's more of a Thomas thing. It's just like Tristan's like, if they give us 10%, he's not going to turn it down. But I'm not, pushing for. I'm not pushing for free food.
Yeah. Well. The only thing free you guys are going to be getting, is drinks. Okay. Food, they'll kind of want you to pay for.
That's perfectly reasonable. Yeah.
Drinks are free.
I can live with it. That's fair.
You're eating.
That's something like Rose, like, okay, no, not one for reward, but I can live with that one. That's Tommy's not here to drink them under the table, so I don't feel like we're exploiting them.
That is a very valid point.
Okay. And Kit Kat will off and on through lunch be a bit drowsy.
Is Amaros up to popping a couple of greater restorations on Mint and Kit Kat so they're not at 2 exhaustion?
Yeah, I'll be doing that. I mean, gotta keep them coming with us. We're the freaking dynamic duo of unending energy, apparently, compared to everyone else.
That brings them down to 1 exhaustion.
Okay.
I'll be kind to Mint about it, but I'm going to admonish Kit Kat, saying, like, "Come on, Kit Kat, weren't you training for this? Gotta buff up, man."
Aren't you training for, a bullshitted improvised magical ritual that, took the powers of creation and shoved it up the world's ass?
That was a lot of ritual. At least when I'm climbing through buildings, I can take the occasional break.
Okay, that's fair. Come on, man, you gotta get better. Gotta get those gains, man.
I have abs now.
Those abs need to become a washboard of pure stone. Yes, I am purposely trying to egg him on to become one of those gym nerds that just for Kami.
Given his training with Kami, I imagine that he has a workout routine, even when Kami isn't around to him. Because
I'm trying to make
Kami's
him take it up
training
a
was like,
notch.
"Is the sun up? You better eat. We're doing shit."
Yeah, I know she left us notes.
He actually left notes. Damn.
We have a routine we're supposed to be doing when she's not around. I slack on it a little bit because I'm more forgiving, but we do have a routine. Like, no, we can take a 5-minute break between reps. She's not looking. That will not diminish the gains, and we won't die.
I mean, maybe she wants you to suffer horrible pain and die, so that I didn't have to res you. You get to suffer through the pain of death to make you better.
Yeah, you see, I don't want. Was it retrain the healer or whatever it was?
It was
No, or your terrible healer or whatever.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. I read the manga.
The one with the Platinum Guild. Yeah,
It's the one with the healer. Like, magical healing is so freaking rare that the healer is forced to become like the equivalent of a special forces soldier, where they are pushed to the brink of death, heal themselves, and repeat.
That's it. Yeah,
you're talking about that.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like the one where it's like the guy had to go through Piccolo training to learn how to cast Cure.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. But yeah, there's that one. There's another one where this guy is trained to be an adventurer, and the training is so hard that he was died and resurrected multiple times.
It could be both. We have
in the case of that guy, he didn't know he was a badass. In the case of the healer, he knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I didn't realize they were the S-rank party. Fuck. Unfortunately, all she's doing is teaching us how to parry.
Oh God!
Which is a third anime joke to bring in.
Only parry?
There's a series it's called All I Know How to Do Is Parry.
I know. That's why I was like, only parry? But there could have been so many more in there.
Bunny Mobile.
Oh, by the way, before we go, how much longer will it take for us to get to the room?
I should get our crystal back.
Without a cartographer, I would have maps of this area. I would know how long it would take us.
True. That being said,
that depends on how well I drive.
That being said, Kara will mention, since Since Ro is able to find tracks and everything, do we want to go towards the ruins or follow those tracks?
I'm
Or-
intending to follow the tracks, but I suspect the tracks will be heading towards the ruins. I'm
In
not
a
100% on
roundabout way
that
to stay
because
hidden.
the tracks are kind of iffy, but that is my hunch, is that they will be heading in that direction.
Like, if you're willing to follow the tracks, unless you have some spell to like highlight it on the,
I do not.
then I'm gonna perception or survival.
I'm not that person.
Well, I'm being given the option. I'm going to go with perception.
Oh, that's right, because you can read between the lines.
Because
It's
it's like
universe.
its perception can see the footfalls, but survival gives you just all you need to do is see where they are.
So, yeah, I can look at a map and know the rough driving speed of our bunny mobile. So I can make an educated guess on how long it would take roughly. That's what I would say, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going from here to the ruins,
Is it more than an hour?
yes.
Cool. I have no qualms about this. Is there anyone suffering from the effects of Nephesite, aka they're exhausted? Beyond one exhaustion.
Everybody except you has one exhaustion.
Car doesn't have.
I'm talking about outside the party. Anyone who's like severely exhausted, like they're at risk of dying, kind of levels of exhausted if something else happened.
Well, like the populace, they have members.
I'm talking about the populace.
We said outside the party, yeah.
Yeah, outside the party, the populace itself.
Yeah, there's about 3 dozen people who have some levels.
Life-threatening fatigue?
Three levels fatigue? No.
Life anything? No. Like 1 or 2 levels of stress induced.
1 or 2 levels isn't a big deal. I was more concerned about like 3 levels or higher.
There are. Oh no, those people were transferred out with the equipment. So they did go and look. You do have 5 individuals who are suffering from nephesite poison.
I will.
How's this?
I assume it would be greater restoration.
Okay. I'll mark off more money.
More money, more spell points.
How many?
Then I need.
There's
5?
There's 5. Yeah, there's 5. There's 5 people with this.
35 mana.
I can't just leave people suffering.
No, you're fine. I'm just, trying to do my due diligence of bookkeeping.
Nope, I agree. I'm just saying, like, I can't just let people suffer. Like, normal exhaustion, that's okay. They'll recover from that with rest. Being poisoned and exhausted to the point where you risk death, that's different.
In terms of goals of the tracking, the Pallid Monk, footfalls, diverge slightly from your. It's still in the same general direction. It looks like the footfalls are heading to a different location in the same direction.
Again, fits with my theory.
So they might be returning to a base or something.
Which we would want to find.
At which point, do you guys want to, again, continue following the tracks, or go directly to the tracks, and you're going to presumably find the Pallid Elf?
Oh, the theory is that the Pallid Elf and whatever associated that is tied to what we were supposed to be investigating in the room. So presumably, following the Pallid Elf will take us to the objective we were trying to locate.
Okay, I see what I say. Yeah.
Because in theory, we came out here to investigate the same thing that was happening over there, and in theory, it seems like the Pallid Elf is the one executing that, or at least part of the group in executing that, operation. So in order to investigate what we came out here to investigate, following the Paladel seems to be the best lead to start with. And then we can go deeper into the ruins here if we need to.
In that case, that will be a 2-hour ride as opposed to. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I wanted to kind of be certain which destination you were. Because they're close, but they're not in the exact same spot. Um, 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 as you're driving along, following, in the distance, through trees and such, you will see a small bit of urbanscape. In terms of area, like a settlement the size of a large farm. Handful of buildings, that kind of thing. Are you wanting to be stealthy in your approach, or are you just wanting to drive up?
Once we actually start getting close to where we are going, I will. Presumably means everybody get out of the car or throw guidance at the people we know suck at stealth. And
How
if anybody knows Pass Without a Trace, drop it now.
how close are you wanting to get? Like, are you wanting to drop it? Like, when you're an hour out, half an hour out, 10 minutes out?
About 15 minutes out, because it'll because we're sneaking, we'll have to move at half speed, which means it'll be 30 minutes to get there.
Okay.
15 minutes out by car or whatever it is.
Can I? Okay. Okay. So you're sneaking. Okay.
You're no longer suffering from being in an urban environment. Cool.
And unfortunately, I'm exhausted, so I lose my advantage. But
So.
Also, yay! I wasn't affected by exhaustion. By the way, during that short break, that time where we were driving, I would have taken a short rest to recover some of my mana.
hit die, are we rolling?
We have what, 29 right now?
Yeah.
I've spent how much mana? How much mana do I have left? Let's start with that. I should
are
have max mana minus everything that went.
Yeah,
we spent
you are
today.
currently at 125 of 173.
Not that bad. I'll spend 5 hit dice. Yeah, I'll spend 5.
5 hit dice.
Then I'm missing 50, and I have D8s, so
Yeah.
5 hit dice will give me a good chunk of that.
That gets you back 19.
Not as much of a chunk as I want it, but that's okay.
Guidance.
I don't know. That's up to the people who cast guidance.
I'm currently the only person who can cast guidance.
Laura seems to, I don't know if she's casting guidance or just buffing your guidance, but she's doing something.
Will this be something I would have noticed?
Because she's been doubling the effect. I've been getting 2 times guidance when you were guiding me during the ritual.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Is this something you're actually asking about?
I mean, I'm asking if I would have noticed it.
You would have noticed that your spell has, that your guidance had been extra potent, but you wouldn't have noticed like anything like power moving through you extra or anything like. As far as your perspective is you cast the spell. Oh, that's doing unusually well.
So she isn't directly affecting me in some way to cause the effect.
No, she could be affecting the magic effect itself, as a first.
That's interesting. I'm going to put a pin in that.
Well, that being said, Kara hasn't exactly been casting meta magic, she's just been around.
That's why I said I'm putting a pin in that. That's intriguing.
But Kara can cast guidance.
We have 2 guidances for those who are not proficient.
Oh look, I am.
I know Minch sucked at it. I don't remember who the other one was.
Me.
I remember you're rolling at disadvantage.
Yeah, I am.
1 for Minch and 1 for honors.
I will
Those are gonna
guide
be
the
2d4s
mint.
instead of.
Hey, look at that! You get 2d4.
I guide the mint, and I'm sorry. I am sorry, Tristan. Disadvantage has ruined this plan.
I mean, you're going to add 2d4, so that's going to help.
No. For the 1.
Well, remember, 1's not an automatic failure.
I know it's not it's not, but it's like, I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can hide from with that.
Oh, that just means we're leaning on the d4.
Well, I rolled a 1 plus my 2. So I have a 3 plus 2d4. I might have a hope of getting above a 10. Don't think so.
And if this is a group check, then, you fucking up doesn't necessarily screw the rest of us. I'm waiting on his d4s.
I only have a d20 with me.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, please add the d4s, sir. Use roll 20.
7.
7 on the d4s? Damn.
No, you rolled a total of 7.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's it's like, hold up, I actually might have a chance.
So what was it? 1 plus 7 in this case.
1 plus
No.
2 plus 4.
1 plus 2 plus 4.
You rolled a total of 7.
Don't worry, the war cleric has decided that war be upon us today. By being a klutz.
Holy shit, Kara.
Yeah, Mint did the exact same thing.
And did the same thing. She rolled a 1 too.
But she beat you by 1. She rolled a total of 8.
He has a higher dex stat than me. It's okay.
No, she's got plus 2 also. She just to do it better on the d4s.
Ow. Lucky her. So to be fair, my first roll was an 11, but disadvantage. Wait. Nope. We don't have a comment here. It's pass without trace. Dude,
Yeah,
so
that's what we
perfect.
need.
It's literally just here's a flat plus 10. You need it. Man.
Yeah. Sneaking.
Oh, made it to an actual map.
Cool. I'm gonna go to sleep. I said cool. I sleep now.
Need to stop so you can sleep?
No. Maybe 30 minutes. I'll at least get to 10 for our normal 10:30 start time.
Okay,
You can at least do that. No promises after that point.
On to some fireflies. You guys see a elemental bomb floating around. I say A, I mean there's like
bombs.
There's not the best water going under a bridge, but it's definitely water.
Is it corrupted purpley water?
No, it's like dirty, muddy water.
That's normal.
Are seeing that there are like tiny crystal fragments in them.
I'll pick up a crystal. Take a look at it.
It's like a shard. It's like the remnant of a crystal like being shaped or
So it's an F-site crystal.
yes, it is very tiny, however. It may be uncomfortable with prolonged direct skin contact, but it is at this size. It is fairly unharmful. Like
Cool. Guess we found where they're making this shit. Toss it back on the ground. How much information do we want?
there is some residual kind of filmy blood on fingers or gloves. Um, it looks like the pipes coming out. Oh right, I'm sorry.
It's
Looks like the
fine.
pipes coming out of the building is producing some sort of liquid waste that's going in.
Prestidigitation in my hand.
Okay, check it. I believe your passive perception was in excess of 6 or something.
I have my bunny right now in past perception 20.
7? Okay, in which case, you will notice a group of 8 people on one of the waste pipes.
Yeah, I saw them.
They were technically being kind of stealthy, but since you notice some of the passive perception, you notice that their eyes were trapped. Clearly must have been like on your approach.
I'll use the earring message to let them know that, at least some of us seem to have been spotted. Their lookouts are tracking us.
They are armed. So they're armed with bows.
That archers are hanging out on the drainage pipe watching our approach.
That knowledge, what do you guys want? I see that Roe has moved up some, kind of moving around
Trying to
to
use
block line of sight.
using the terrain as cover. I wasn't sure if it also lets him know if they've seen him or not specifically.
Knowing that you're
they
doing
have
that,
not seen. They have not noticed.
knowing that you're trying to see how much they know of the party, I will continue on our initial path until you deem it otherwise that you need to divert from the initial path.
Again, they've already seen you, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They know I'm here. They don't know you're there. I don't want to give away that you're there. So I will just continue on my way, my merry way.
Okay.
With Mint.
Are you wanting to, like, pass the building, pretending that's out of interest?
I will make it seem we're going past the building, yes. I have no reason to know that they're there. Because they're presumably trying to be sneaky about it, yeah?
Well, they're kind of crouched and hidden at their guard point.
That's my point. They're trying to stay relatively hidden, so I'm not going to act like I've recognized them.
Mint will follow you. Kit Kat follow you. Seems
Our little group is going to be a loud distraction that keeps the guards looking at us. And if we happen to walk past the building and notice the building, it's like, oh, an abandoned building. Let's take a look at it, see anything interesting. Pull the whole archaeological shenanigans for
okay.
explorers.
Well, just to clarify, you guys are not at the ruins because you followed the foot.
Yeah, we're at their little.
This is like a large farm in terms of acres of land with some buildings on it.
Yeah.
And a stream going through. It's the muddy water.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They've noticed us. They're like, oh, we found this farm. See if there's anyone here. Kind of situation, but not going directly towards where we know people are to make them think that we know where we're going. We're just a group of people.
Okay. Yeah, you can go to a building that doesn't seem immediately occupied.
What I'm trying to do is move us closer and be a distraction for the more sneaky people without causing a direct fight immediately.
Okay. You can make me a let's roll then. To kind of, act natural, so to say. Act natural but noticeable.
I don't want to look. I rolled a 17.
Plus 6.
Yeah. I guess so, yeah.
So 23.
Don't worry, I'll put on an act by preaching religion. Investing and putting every... No, I can't do that. I'm not a televangelist. Don't go around trying to proselytize people.
Guards seem to have their eyes on watch folk seem to have their eyes on you. Bombs aren't inherently they're just floating around. There are some fireflies around. They're firefly EDM. Bro, looks like Omaros and the Benson on where you.
Well, let's start by observing the stuff here on the pipe. I can get a vibe on that. My
Vibe check alert.
if I can observe for at least a minute, I can make an investigation check to determine class and approximate levels. And I'm also just trying to get I guess this be an insight, just get a vibe. It's like, okay, are you guys hostile, or are you the people that are acting kind of you guys acting kind of shady, like you're like, okay, this is a hideout and they found our hideout. Oh fuck, what do we do? Or is this more of a we're just hanging out and these strangers walked up onto the property, like, okay, what's going on?
Because this is like a clearly abandoned looking property, yeah?
It's a little run down, but not like derelict abandoned. It looks like there's been like maintenance done to the building, but it's not pristine.
It doesn't look like it's actively occupied.
Oh no, the building is actively occupied.
Because I'm trying to get a sense of, like, are these guys supposed to be here? Are they shady? You know,
Gotcha.
do we need to be? Are these the guys we're looking for? Should we be concerned? They have like any like necessarily like any like Australian L's or livery, fashion sense, weapon type, etc.
Gotcha.
I think who we're dealing with.
Cavity intel.
Mm-hmm.
I shall be.
I don't want to start fucking people up if it turns out they're just like another investigation team out here doing the same thing we're supposed to be doing.
If it turns out to be that way, it's okay. I just slap them in the face and they get better.
Elven Archer Gish, CR 1/2. Number of them.
Mm-hmm.
Have encountered these types before, so you are aware they can even without their bows they can. They seem do notice that on the side of the pipe is a partially closed door that has.
Okay, so it's equipped as a like a lookout guard post.
In terms of their hostility, they're wary. They aren't. There's not. You're not sensing anything of like shoot to kill or anything like. In terms of like on such, you aren't seeing any kind of restraining style. Do, however, see a armband that is of a uh, I need a history roll of some ID. Okay. It's the missionary group is the Green Grabbers, called that because they but they are generally on escorting a full or securing of a your insight roll though they do appear to be uncertain about, as you're not seeing performance nervousness, you're seeing a what are we actually doing here?
Okay, I will via the earring convey that to the others. It's like, okay, we got some mercs. They don't necessarily seem to be, in the tightest relationship with their current employer, whoever that might be. They don't seem to be thrilled with being kept in the dark for whatever's going on. currently they're not behaving in a outwardly hostile manner, just a we are on watch and we have noted movement within the perimeter we are told to keep an eye on. So if this does go sideways, they might be swayable, depending on what's going on inside the building. But if I'm going to be laying low and keeping an eye out, that means you guys are going to have to figure out how to deal with the guys inside, in terms of talking your way in or whatever until, whatever goes sideways, assuming it does go sideways.
Karu will whisper more than one inch, or they could turn you invisible.
And we can try the invisibility thing, but that still doesn't, that just lets me get closer. It doesn't help them with the lack of me being there to face for them or whatever.
It's true. Let's see. You guys are aware, I guess, since you see that right there.
Yeah.
Those are door markers. They're kind of thin, so I just wanted to kind of point them out. There's probably some more over there.
As the invisibility gets me in the building, which is fine if I can scout deeper into the building if you guys want, but
I mean, I've seen enough. Why don't we just intimidate these mercs into giving up their employer, because their employer is doing things that disrupt the natural order of the country. They're effectively becoming enemies of the state. And,
we don't know if their employer is the one here right now. That was my point. We don't know who's inside.
Sasha would. Well, Amaris is right. If you can get information, then we would then be able to know if there's.
Well, I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying going right for the intimidation card when we don't know if this is just another investigation team out here might be jumping the shark a little bit.
Oh, like who's inside the building?
Yeah. Like, all I know right now is there are a bunch of mercs that are protecting a base, which we knew that already. The mercs themselves don't seem to be bad guys. So, well, we know this is. Well, the tracks led us here. That doesn't necessarily mean that the person we're looking for is still here. This could be it. We could have run into another investigation team, and the tracks continue on the other side of the base.
And so will. Well, I've been occasionally called cute. I could go knock on.
If you guys want to, again, that's all I'm saying. Is if you guys want to, we probably should talk to somebody before assuming outright hostile. That this is actually a hostile thing because we don't have anything to tell us that.
When I was saying intimidate, I don't mean like hostile intimidation. Like saying, "Hey, we found this, and you seem to be somewhat related to it. Why don't you explain yourselves?"
Well, that's my point. We don't know. You'd be lying to them because we don't know that they are outright related to it based on what I've observed so far.
They're in the area where we found the remains of the construction of nephesite contaminating crystals. Ergo, saying, "Hey, you're here. We suspect you of this. Explain why you're here."
And if you want to go that route, that is perfectly fine. I'm just saying you guys will have to, take the lead on that because, if I'm still sneaking around.
You can always go cute bunny route, distract them, and get information that way. That should always work on most people.
Again, you guys have point. I'm not with you. It's however you want to handle it.
Let's throw a mint at the problem. Well, I would say you're talking about knocking on the door. You want to get those guards' attention? I feel like kind of awkwardly does a little hip sway. And then looks kind of embarrassed about it.
I don't think the NPC can carry you on this one.
Do you think I can do social stuff? That's impressive.
She will,
You've got a +6 in charisma. You're probably ahead of her.
Kind of see.
Am I? No way.
And you're proficient in persuasion.
Oh, I am? Oh, man. I guess I have to stand corrected on that. I guess I could take point.
I can get them over here.
It is all good. We have the solution. I will go talk to them and persuade them with the word of God to get them to join us.
She's giving them a jaunty. Her version may not be +6, but it is +4.
I have persuasion. I'll do it. It's okay.
Well, she's got their attention, and now you get to engage.
They are like on a pipe extending from the building. So their position isn't something that you could just directly walk to. Would actually screenshotting it and putting it in Discord be helpful?
Sorta, but it's okay. I'm fine as is.
Well, given that he was cutting off at 10 anyway, it's 10 of. I mean, we're about to engage. Start engaging in deep dialogue. Maybe this might be a reasonable time to.
This would be a reasonable time.
In that case, then, if you guys don't mind, I will have part of the Green Grabbers group split up to approach since we kind of got the.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they're coming to you. That's fine.
They will go from a group of 8 to 4.
Cool.
See that.
Yeah, we get it. You guys have parkour skills.
With that, then, in session, in that case, I would like to throw up a next time on image of a person we'll very likely be encountering soon. I've also put it into Discord.
Yeah, I saw them in the building.
Do note that the difference between this image and the actuality is not a chain. It's a
That's a problem for two.
Yeah, that is next session's problem. Yeah, that's next session's problem. Yeah, can confirm. Next session's problem. I'm not dealing with that.
Oh, right now.
That's what I mean. I'm not dealing with that right now.
I bet Harvelane's gonna be like, kind of fuck.
Well, he's actually at the next session. You can try.
He definitely can try.
Oh.
next time we will do some info gathering, possibly attacking, possibly. And we will get more information as to what is going on.
That'll be good. Oh man. Sleep hit back into me.
Maybe we'll let you get to it.
Alrighty. Well, have a good night, guys. Sorry I couldn't really be more a part of it besides just being here to talk.
We've definitely had things going on, so it's definitely understandable.
Anyways, talk to you guys on Saturday.
Yep.